Hey everybody, this is Nicolas Serious here, and today on Different and Proud, I want to talk about self-care. This month of May, I want to try to focus on some topics that my friend of mine, Red, has brought to my attention. She has a blog on how to tackle depression and other mental health issues. So this is actually one of her topics, the idea of self-care. Now, life is chaotic. Life is super busy. I mean, there's bills, there's chores, there's work, there's school, there's education, there's friends, there's family. With everything that a person technically has to do in a day, it could be hard to kind of just find time just for self-care, mentally especially. So the hardest thing to focus on is the idea of focusing on yourself. What do you like? What do you like to do when it's just you? Honestly, I have always had a problem answering this question because usually for me, what I like to do is work. But that happens to work for me, like my own work, my own projects, my own hobbies, things that I want to do. That happens to be what I do in my free time. Whereas there are other people who kind of like, oh, I don't do anything, or that they say something that's so kind of generic. It's kind of like, well, that you're not really doing that for you. You're doing that because your mom says so, or your dad thinks you should do something, or like your girlfriend gets mad at you, or your boyfriend wants you to do more. Like you, the idea is that with this self care is to focus on you, even if it's just you thinking or you figuring out what you like doing or what you would like to do, you're still focusing on things that you like to do. And that's the important thing, to focus on you doing something for you. Selfish time. Honestly, I believe that allowing yourself 30 minutes is a pretty good time frame. It's not too short where you're kind of like, well, this is pointless and just kind of wasted my 5, 10, 20 minutes. It's long enough for you to kind of go, oh, okay, I do like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, this is really relaxing. And it's not too long where it's not completely interrupting your busy day. Keep this in mind. Doing anything too much for too long will always have the reverse effect. People who oversleep will still feel tired after a 12-hour nap. You also will get bored if you play video games for too long, or even if you binge watch too many shows like in a line, like, you get burnt out. So the idea that, like, you limit your time, and that's why 30 minutes is a pretty good idea. Like, okay, I'm just gonna not worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about this. It's a good idea. Put on headphones, be in a room by yourself, listen to music for 30 minutes. Go to Pandora's, Spotify, make a YouTube music list. That's what I do. And for 30 minutes, I'm just like listening and jamming to my own music for 30 minutes. And I'm just like, okay, I actually focus on myself, on something that I like, and that isn't really focused on work. It's also important for you to find something that you like doing that doesn't seem like a chore, or finding ways to better yourself at the very least. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be like, well, I've always wanted to know more. No, I don't. I always want to know more about butterflies. I do not. But some people do. And if that's something that you want to do, take 30 minutes to look it up. And this is the idea of self-reflection. Like, if you have questions, try to find the answer and give yourself 30 minutes to do so. That's 30 of your minutes. And then you can schedule that time whenever. Schedule it after your kids go to school, or before the kids even wake up for school, or in between appointments of doctor appointments, meetings, or whatever. You can find 30 minutes in a 24-hour span that you can just be like, this is just me. It can even be right before you go to sleep. Just 30 minutes, like, I'm just gonna be me. I've heard a lot of my female friends say that their best time away from everybody else, when the other spouse is taking care of the kids, or your friends are out doing something else, and you actually have some time to yourself, soak in a tub. Boom. Me time. And sometimes you kind of have to at least be able to focus on you to a certain degree, or else you will always feel that you're doing everything for everybody else. Now, one of the questions that you guys might have is, because some people, honestly, like I said earlier, do not have a real clear-cut idea, okay, what do I do for myself for 30 minutes? Sometimes just empty your mind. Allow yourself to just be chill. Don't do something that's like, okay, this is just work. But I'm just working for myself, which is still good, but like, it's supposed to be the idea of relaxing for yourself, relaxing and being able to do something for you. For example, I YouTube. I do that kind of working, but at the same time, this is also my stress reliever. I also just search YouTube for certain topics. Some people might be like, oh, how do I make this? Last week, I actually made poor man's lasagna. Yeah, that was interesting considering that most times I burn cereal. So that was a really good thing for me to kind of partake. Other people journal. Other people do artwork, sketches, or what have you. It's just the idea that you spend 30 minutes on things that you want to do. And if you kind of get tired of doing something, go like, okay, well, I'm just on trying to figure out something new for me to do, or something new for me to like, or just knowing more about something that I already do like now. Do whatever it is that you want to do but know that you're doing it solely for you and no one else. It's a reasonable thing to ask of yourself. So as long as you're able to understand this is my time and I get to do whatever I want to do in these 30 minutes. And if you happen to kind of want to sleep because you want to catch up on sleep, awesome. If you already slept for like 24 hours and you want to sleep for an extra 30, I'm going to just strongly suggest that you want to do something else. Now, one of the things you guys might be asking would be, why is it important for you to have self-care and for you to take time for yourself? And my answer is, you need to be able to learn that everything in your life is important to do. Don't get me wrong, every single thing that you do is important, but it is also important for you to find time for yourself as well. You are important, and if you don't think that you're important, then everything else that you're really doing really isn't. You have to find time for yourself. And 30 minutes is a pretty good starting point. Just remember that you are important in the equation of you. And if you are too chaotic and too congested with everything that you have to do in your life, maybe it's time for you to find some time for you. In closing, the most important thing is that when you're taking time for yourself, know that you're taking time for yourself. Remember that whatever time it is your time, and you have to set it up to be that way. If you set it up for, all right, I'm going to have my time when the kids come home, nope, that's not going to work, because you have to then share your time taking care of your kids, and you can't take 30 minutes while you're in your actual work schedule. You cannot go like, oh, well, while I'm, shelving things up here, I'm just going to take 30 minutes and go, ugh. Like, you can't do that. You can't. You have to find time for yourself that allows you to do that. So be smart about it. Remember, you're giving yourself this gift of you to you. So make sure that it's something that you like. Make sure it's worth your time. All right? That's all I got for today for Different and Proud. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Remember, stay different and proud.